I'm not really good at telling stories, but I need to get this off my chest. This happened to me about 3 months ago in Denver, Colorado. I still think about it every single day. My name's Kieran, and I work nights at a gas station. Nothing special about me, just a regular guy who likes pizza and plays video games when I'm not working. The thing is, I have this weird habit. When I can't sleep, I go for walks. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but it helps me clear my head. My apartment is right next to Riverside Cemetery, and I've walked past it probably 100 times. Never really bothered me before. Dead people don't scare me, you know? It's the living ones that are crazy. That night was different though. I couldn't shake this feeling that someone was watching me. You know that feeling when you're in line at the store and someone's staring at you from behind? Yeah, that feeling. Except I was alone on the street. It was like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, so nobody else was around. I decided to take my usual route past the cemetery. The street lights were working fine, but for some reason, everything looked darker than normal. I kept checking my phone for the time. I do that when I'm nervous, I guess. 2:17 a.m., then 2:18 a.m. Time was moving slow. As I walked by the cemetery fence, I heard this sound. It wasn't scary at first, just someone digging. Like when my neighbor fixes his garden, except it was the middle of the night. Who digs at 2 a.m.? I stopped walking and listened harder. The sound stopped too. I thought maybe I was just hearing things. Sometimes when it's quiet, your brain makes up sounds. My mom always told me that. But then I saw a light moving around inside the cemetery. Not a flashlight. More like a phone light. You know how phone lights look different? Kind of bluish. I should have just gone home. That's what normal people do. But I'm an idiot. So I decided to look through the fence. The metal was cold against my face, and I could smell that weird cemetery smell. Not like dead bodies or anything, just old and dusty. The light was moving between the graves. I could see someone's shadow, but I couldn't make out who it was. They were definitely digging something up. I heard that scraping sound again, like metal hitting stone. Then I realized something that made my hands start shaking. They weren't digging down. They were digging up. I wanted to leave, but I couldn't move. You ever have that happen? Like your feet just won't listen to your brain? The person with the light suddenly stopped digging. The cemetery went completely quiet. Even the traffic sounds from the highway seemed to disappear. Then the light started moving toward me. I finally got my legs working and started walking away. Not running, because I didn't want to make noise. Just fast walking. But I could hear footsteps behind me now. Not on the cemetery side of the fence. On my side. On the sidewalk. I turned around, and there was nobody there. The streetlight was working fine. I could see everything clearly. Empty sidewalk. But I swear I heard someone walking behind me just seconds before. That's when I noticed something on the ground where I had been standing. A small pile of dirt. Fresh dirt, like the kind you see in gardens. It wasn't there when I first stopped by the fence. I'm sure of it because I always look down when I walk. It's a nervous habit I've had since I was a kid. I didn't stick around to investigate. I went straight home and locked all my doors. Even put a chair in front of the door, which I've never done before. I tried to sleep but couldn't stop thinking about that dirt pile. The next morning I walked past the cemetery again on my way to work. I looked for the dirt pile, but it was gone. The sidewalk was clean. I also noticed something else though. There was a fresh grave near the fence. The headstone said the person died 2 days ago. But here's the thing that really messes with me. I looked up the name on the headstone when I got to work. The person was buried somewhere else, in a different cemetery across town. I don't walk at night anymore. I just stay home and watch TV until I fall asleep. Sometimes I still hear digging sounds outside my window, but I never look. Some things are better left alone. I still live next to that cemetery. I have to see it every day. But I've never seen that person with the light again. I hope I never do.